2021, I'm walking home from my studio in Whitechapel. I've been close to death on multiple occasions, slipping on NOS canisters that roll across the cobbles of Brick Lane as I pass the lingering smells of vodka and Vindaloo. A drunk voice blares out from behind.
This is the most beautiful wall in the world.
I turn around to see layers of graphics and graffiti littering the corner of a curry house. Thinks that is the most beautiful wall in the world. That. I travel back to 2013, glazed eyes, my first trip to London, walking through Brick Lane to search the likes of Banksy, Space Invader and C215, before my ideas of graffiti were lessened by an art school education. It was once a beautiful wall to me too.
Saltwater steps, waxing mind, living to pay the rent, renting life, pairing car logos with flowers, layers of scrolling patterns, crushed battery, burned bin, to the sound of It's a Sin.
2010. Under the motorway bridge in York, where the cows would graze and the landscape ever changing. A constant battle between the council and local creatives, layering tags upon grey paint upon tags, upon grey paint upon tags again. Textures of tension between don't you dare change and don't you dare stay the same.
The canal looks like a shimmering ripple of kinetic energy.
Don't you dare stay
Styrofoam,
boring.
bundle of six,
and old,
broken amber glass bottles,
and grey,
plastic cups and flattened Fanta cans on the long grass,
and nice,
power walkers, lots of talkers,
and concrete,
holding, gravelly mini mountains, painted white lines and tarmac, shadows cast through a mesh of circles, half-opened olive green door, table legs, hands slapping on the balcony, words sprayed on corrugated grey walls in pink and black and blue.
2022, London from Arbroath, Old Street to Bethnal Green. Street lights and car lights meet in the vaporised mist of the evening fog. Under a bridge, a fluorescent figure rips and removes layers of billboards onto the pavement. Shreds of supermarket offers, clothing brands and pop stars drink the puddles dry. Collages of capitalism wait to be juiced by the shoes of the morning commuters.
I returned to the Docklands after a trip to Ireland, exiting the Stansted Express bus at Mile End. The smell of chip fat in the melting sun comforts me. The peachy pinks, rips, drips and hips, the flattened fat, something for the weekend. A mound of dirt, open bare knees, alliums, firecrackers, peonies and sweet peas.
The sun was so strong that day, I could hardly breathe. The sun was so strong that day, and I ran in the fields and I lay down, I looked up at the sky. I ran in the fields and I lay down, I looked up at the sky. I was so happy, I felt that I burst. I must have been there nearly an hour or more. I must have been there nearly an hour or more.
A bootleg ballad blares out across the seafront. The horizon reminds me to spin around the sun. It reminds me of the big burning bowl of fire we so sweetly call sunshine. We have come to accept the circular orange flames that burn, whilst we complete our daily routines, our 9 till 5s or 5 till 9s, repeating every day with the waves.
When we spent summers in the attic, I painted a rocket on the wall. I remember driving from Split to Ziliana in Croatia, sometime after the London Olympics. It was dark and we all piled over the car for a kiss. It was there I heard the most magical sounds. What seemed like hundreds of frogs croaking under a blanket of stars. A frog chorus amongst the constellations, with us kissing in the background.
Whilst working at the theatre, I watch as people are desperately searching for the rules to follow. tuning into their basic bodily needs and animal instincts.
In an Uber home from a job last month at 4 a.m, the 2 rotating sacs of fluid, otherwise known as my eyes, are burning in my head. I contemplate asking the driver to stop at McDonald's, but instead I open the window and I let the cool air touch my face. A song comes on the radio. A guy is singing, "All my exes live in Texas." How convenient, I think, for all your exes to live in the same place.
Where's the food? Where's the water? Where's the toilet? Where can I pray? Where can I survive? And where can I reach God? Where can I love? How can I love? I watch as 2 lumps of warm, conscious flesh feed each other small pots of vanilla ice cream with little wooden sticks. I can't stop thinking about how much the smoke detectors look like Belgian buns. Or how a yawn could be passed around for a whole eternity.
The storm is turning everyday objects into missiles. Are people covered insurance-wise, or is this considered an act of God? The car park's now underwater. That dramatic moment, the roof flew off the school lunchroom. It used to be a jazz bar, but now it's another hotel. Now it's another hotel.
Nightclubs become churches and DJs the priests.
Now it's another hotel.
Calibrating body and beat, limbs loose, bones shake with bass. Pheromones stinking. Collective vibrations between unknowns, a pulsating petri dish of specimens, squeezing the last line of a song out of the facade and into the silence of the early morning streets. Big, stinking, dirty bass, losing sync to fall asleep whilst others wait, to walk with no aim, to function as fluid around solid matter, medusified, to look beyond facade of building, of face, of television screen, of set, of societal structure, whether eye and camera capture and body is machine. Caught images become distorted memories, bouncing off one another beyond our own personal province.
Now, of all those worlds, we have no indication of life.
In my dream, I played an instrument to an audience.
The rarity
Outside in a
and
vast
precious
space,
of the earth
the
and the
instrument
life
split in two,
upon it.
and a new
And you can
instrument
see
was
it looks
formed
like more
with a
than
new
a dot, but it
sound,
is in fact
always
less than
changing in transition.
It's 2021 and it's finally hot enough to turn on the aircon of Mum's Peugeot 107.
11:11.
It's been months since the dog passed,
Windows, words and wounds.
yet her breath still circulates and lingers.
Fingers, endless lists, desires, emotions, feathers.
It's 2006, 288 miles per hour.
Knees, sour plums, thumbs.
Top Gear's Richard Hammond.
Mundane steak puddle.
Crashes a vampire dragster
Crazy chaos soup.
on an RAF base in York.
New high-rise, low bend.
Whilst in a coma,
He has a clipboard and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing there?"
he dreams of visiting a tree in the Lake District.
Trick a switch, lash the land, drifting desires, starting
The
fires.
same year,
No fear.
Deal or No Deal's Noel Edmonds
Electrons, pineapples, slowly.
releases a book about cosmic Aldrin.
Bag of chips with Atlantic drift. Color space dot cosmic tilt shift.
He says energy cannot be destroyed.
Oysters, knees and coffee.
My energy will return to where it came from.
Shake your molecules.
Part of a massive,
Leather pants.
incomprehensible universal web.
Ebb, flow and blow.
I always said when I go, I'll go half and half like a Domino's pizza.
Power, cut, paste, sliced and diced and blended.
My good half buried and my bad half cremated.
Mates and dates and fate.
My neighbour wants to be burnt and scattered off Scarborough Cliff.
Hangar, intermission, dishing out the satellites.
I imagine passers-by breathing in fresh sea air mixed with particles of Maggie from number 11.
11:11.
The city at night feels like an act of God.
Mods wearing bombers outside Bar Italia on Fritz Street.
The body of water feels like an act of God.
A body of work and disappearing ink. I tried to write, but the words won't stick.
The kitchen sink with last night's dinner clinging to the plug hole.
Cigarettes, bread, fingers.
Feel like an act of God.
Coded cassettes.
Cluttered childhood bedroom.
Mushrooms.
Surpass eras.
Emotions, eBay.
Remain.
Wrinkled.
On pause.
Played out.
By parents.
Rent.
In an attempt
Temptation of endless lists.
to keep you young forever.
Young, I want to be forever young.
Whilst attics
Attack the back of posters, blue tacked to the wall.
hold on tightly to the faces of Rick Astley and Simply Red.
Beds and meds.
Nostalgia is longing to return to a home that never existed.
Listed, misted with rosewater and
Longing for past times or distant encounters.
LED bulbs and LNER trains are the closest thing to time travel. Time is gay, and no longer perceived as a straight geometric arrow. It meanders into different zones, profane and divine. As far as I'm aware, figures in medieval paintings occupy multiple locations at the same time to represent all possible relationships. Memories of past public events live on through multiple people. Thinking of every possible outcome is not an anxious act, but an act of transcendence into multiple worlds. All TV shows are kept alive by the collaborative memory of a generation. We all eventually reach the same conclusions and form a collective proof of existence. A spirit of the times.
Rain. And more rain. Wet rooftops. Houses huddled together under a yellow blanket of smoke. Chimneys and more chimneys. Lights spilling from rain-splattered windows onto dustbins, backyards and factories. Fading chalk on the pavements. Fading chalk on the pavements. Fading chalk on the pavements.
The loading clear, a wiggy mark, listen and that bugger of a fame. I guess my load, near correct in, done bob. I guess no request, no clohanathin, a carriage. Shannon, next year, Cardigan, but only empty. Don't push the green, and irregular, being a hustle, very nice.